Okay people, today we're going to open up our William Hill account and we're going to take advantage of our first offer. The Will Hill sign up bonus is bet 10, get £30 for free. And for this we will need our William Hill account, our Betfair Exchange account, and we will need our Match Betting Rookies toolbox for tracking everything. If you haven't got the Match Betting Rookies toolbox spreadsheet, then you can download the light version for free, or you may choose to get the upgraded version. Either way, you don't have to use it, but whatever you're doing, just make sure you keep a track of everything you do, from depositing funds right through to placing bets and having any bets outstanding. So standard process for these kind of things. We're going to open up another account and proceed with the offer. So I'll pause the video here, get the account opened, and I'll meet you back shortly. Okay, so I've opened the account. I've made a deposit of £10 as per the offer, and the first thing I'm going to do is go and log the fact that I've opened an account and how much money we've put into the account as well. I'm just updating the spreadsheet with the Betfair deposit because I did forget to do that, which is bad practice, I know, but so if you've watched the tutorial, you'll know that this spreadsheet just keeps a running total on the right of how much money we've taken out or put onto our card, because personally I like to try and keep that as close to zero as I can, which means I keep most of my money online through my different accounts, but mainly in the exchanges. All my bookie accounts, I withdraw my funds back into the bank, but a lot of the time the bet will lose with the bookmaker and end up in the exchange anyway. So at the moment my card is down 60 quid, and then when I make a withdrawal, say down here today we made a withdrawal from Will Hill, that would be over this side here. Let's say that was £20. The total is going to change, obviously because it's keeping a running total, but also here I will drop a little Y in the box and it will turn green when the deposit is actually, when the withdrawal has actually hit my bank. So I'll check my bank regularly to make sure and keep a tally of the withdrawals coming back in. It's just a neat way of making sure everything marries up, because if I'm owed money and it hasn't come back in, I know to chase it up, because we don't want to be losing money along the line anywhere. Okay, so here are the terms of the offer. It's very important just to glance over these. If you're doing ones which offers from these videos, then the likelihood is the terms and the offer is the same. You should be fine, but moving forward, as you find your own offers, or you're looking at this quite a while in the future, then you're going to just want to run over the terms to make sure that you qualify for the offer. You don't want to be placing any bets and losing any qualifying money through a minor error. So this offer is for new accounts only. Minimum stake is a £10 to get £30 free. The £30 comes as 3 lots of £10 bets. The minimum odds is a half, which is 1.5 as a decimal, and they expire within 30 days. If we look down here, we would have used the promo code C30 when signing up. If you clicked through from this button, that would be pre-populated, but it's worth to check that it is in there. And then also down here, it is likely to say something along the lines of depositing funds via a debit card. So this promotion is not available to new accounts depositing via these various different things here. So basically you need to deposit the funds via a debit card, not PayPal, not Skrill, or any of those listed. So we're now going to bet £10 to get £30 for free. So £10 is a qualifying bet, so let's head over and find ourselves a bet. Okay, so as we look for our qualifying bet, there's something we need to do first, and that's to quickly change these odds to decimal format. The reason we do that is because if we look over here on the exchange, everything's already in decimals, and it's a lot easier to work out than having stuff in fractions, or at least I find it easier. Generally speaking, I try and pick something which has a high volume of betting going on. So the Premier League's a prime example where there's going to be a good amount of bets available and good liquidity in the market, which means that our betting is going to get matched. So let's have a quick look over here to start with. Okay, because of the UEFA Champions League, it looks like there's not any Premier on at the moment, or not in the immediate couple of days. So the UEFA League is going to be fine. What we're looking at is, remember, we need to bet £10 on a selection with odds of 1.5 or more, and we want to be as close to that as possible. Here we have Lille versus Chelsea. Chelsea are at 2.05. So let's go and find the same match on Betfair. There we go. These guys are playing tomorrow. Chelsea 2.18. So let's just see what our qualifying loss would be if we were to back and lay. £0.86. I don't really like going as high as that, if I'm honest. So let's have a little look around for something else. Barcelona at 157 there. £0.68. Okay, normally on a £10 bet, I do like to get it 50p or under. But with this William Hill sign-up offer, it's a decent amount of money which we're going to be profiting off anyway. So it's entirely up to you how long you spend looking for matches. Personally, I don't like to spend too long. I like to just get through offers, and it depends on, if I was going to receive a £5 bet, then I would be looking to get the initial qualifying bet loss down. But as this is a £30 free bet coming our way, you know, I'm happy to take a little bit extra on the qualifying loss. I will show you in future videos how you can quickly find matches, but at the moment we're just doing stuff manually to show you how things work, and you can decide what route you want to go down later on. So our qualifying bet then, we've chosen Barcelona here v Inter Milan. If we look here, we needed odds of 1 to 2. Here we go, minimum odds 1 to 2. which is 1.5 as a decimal. So the back odds with Barcelona 1.5, so it's over 1.5. So we place a £10 bet there. We will not hit the place bet button yet. We'll go back to our calculator, make sure we've got 157. Yes, that's correct. And then we double check the lay odds. So to lay Barcelona, we got 165. Same match, same date. So everything looks correct. 165 written into the calculator. We're using Betfair, which take a 5% commission. And so the calculator is telling us to lay that same match for £9.81. So we're going to click the bet, £9.81. The liability, if this bet was to lose, we would be paying out £6.38. And that is also what the calculator is telling us. Which means we will end up with a 68p loss, no matter what the outcome. So if nothing else has changed, I'm going to go ahead and place those bets. So we've placed the bet with William Hill, that's gone through. Our cash has gone down to 0. And we're going to place the bet, confirm, and our bet with Betfair has gone through. So our next step is to log this down. We're going to go to the bet tracker, type in today's date. It's a qualifying bet with William Hill. We used Betfair, and on the selection here, I'm going to write Barcelona. Beat Inter Milan. So if I was betting on Inter Milan, I would write the selection the other way round. So even though I haven't just copied that because the bookie's written it like that, and Barcelona are at home, I've written that because I've bet on Barcelona first. That's how I know which side I've bet on. The date for the settled bet, I've keyed that in wrong. It's going to be tomorrow, it's settling, and this is where I keep a track of my stake and my odds. So it's 157, 1.57 and 1.65. The lay stake was 981. And then we are going to have a loss of minus, what did the calculator say? 68p. In the description, I put sign up offer, bet £10, get 30. And depending on what spreadsheet you've got or what you're using, I'll drop a Y in there. That turns a cell to green, which means that I know that that bet is still outstanding. Not so much the game, but the offer. So even if that game settles, I know that I've not yet used the £30 free bet. Let's just see when these offers are gonna come in. So straight away, actually. So we can actually do this straight away. So what we've done here, just to clarify, is we've opened up a William Hill account. We've opened up our Betfair account. We've deposited funds in both. The William Hill sign up is bet 10, get 30. So we've placed a £10 bet at the specified odds, which is anything over 1.5. In return, we've got £30 worth of free bets, which if you were to look here, I've just temporarily clicked a selection, but we've got free bets available, and they're all £10 bets. But to place a £10, we backed and laid Barcelona. That gave us a qualifying bet loss, because it doesn't matter what the outcome is, we've lost 68 pence, which is over here. And for losing 68 pence, we can now take advantage of the 30. So we've got a free bet. It's going to be William Hill and Betfair. Today's date. We got 3 bets to use. So let's go and start making some profit. We need to find some selections. Now, it doesn't matter what we bet on here. The free bets can be used on sport, and we want some reasonably high odds. So let's go back to football. And what is going to govern the odds to an extent is the liquidity we have in the exchange. So we only have £43 and 62 pence available, because £6.38 is put aside in case our Barcelona bet loses. Which, if you look at the odds, that's the most likely outcome, that Barcelona are going to win, which means our bet is going to lose on Betfair. So we've got £43 worth of liquidity, which might mean, if you're not willing to deposit more into the exchange, which is absolutely fine, it might mean doing 1 or 2 bets, depending on the odds that we get, and then waiting for bets to settle, and hoping that more money arrives in the exchange, not in Will Hill. If it arrives in Will Hill, we can withdraw those funds, and deposit that back into Betfair to give us more funds to cover the liquidity. Okay, to find a bet for our first £10 free bonus, we need to find a match with odds above 4. Here we can see Real Madrid v Club Brugge, with the draw at 5.8, the away win at 11, and over on the exchange we got the away at 12.5. The away at 12.5 and the draw at 6.4. So if we have a look at that, we've got £10 free bet. Back odds were at 5.8. Lay odds at 6.4. That would mean we would be laying at 7.56. The profit, no matter what, would be 7.18. I like to try and get the profit off a £10 bet at £8 or above. So I'm going to carry on looking around. We've got Juventus. Let's have a look at those. And here, Juventus away. The draw's 4, the away's 6. So the away's 6 and 6.4. So this is 6, 6.4. So that's slightly better because we were 5.8. 6.4, still not quite there. Paris Saint-Germain, let's have a look at them. £8.2. For the home win. 8 and 8.2. So we've got 8, 8.2. So that's a bit more like it. But you will see that we've got a slight error because our lay risk here is £61.84, and the money in our exchange is only £43, so we will not be able to cover that bet. So we're going to have to keep our liability probably around the 5 mark. So let's have a look at Leeds West Brom. So Leeds West Brom, we've got 4.2 for West Brom. 4.6. £6. I think we're going to have to go back with our first bet. So we had Real Madrid, the draw was at 5.8, laying at 6.4. Okay, so you can see the lay risk here is £40.82, and we are going to be able to cover it. So like I said earlier, you might not be able to get all three of your £10 bets on. Alternatively, you may choose to deposit more funds into your Betfair account. But to start with, we're going to take these odds, use one of the free bets. And just to let you know, on most offers, including this one, the free bet, you do not get your stake returns. When you place a normal bet with cash, your stake gets returned as part of the winnings. But the calculator takes into account that this calculator here calculates it that the stake is not going to be returned to you, which is just important to know, because some offers, on occasion, the stake is returned. So we're going to lay 7.56. Whoops. £7.56. Okay, haven't confirmed it yet. I'm just going to check everything. So first, the odds here, 5.8, £10 on. So we've got £10 on at 5.8. We're laying at 7.56, it's 6.4. We've got 7.56 at 6.4. With a liability of 40.82. Liability of 40.82. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and place those bets. We've got £2.80 left in the account, which is not enough to do anything with, so I'm going to let those bets ride. We've got the qualifying bet to settle and also this first £10 free bet to settle. After that, we'll rejoin the video to see what happens and whether we need to deposit anything more in the Betfair exchange. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so the bet has settled and I'm logged back into William Hill, and I'm also into Betfair. And straight away that we can see that our bet, if we just go over and see what we bet on, we have a £10 free bet on this game here. And if we come on over to Betfair, our balance is still £22.80 and Will Hill is up to £63. Now remember, we only deposited £10 to start with into Will Hill, so I know that this bet has won on the Will Hill account. And just to check, I can have a look down in my Betfair betting activity. And we've got two bets here. We've only placed two bets. This is the one, the free bet, which actually lost with Betfair. So we had to pay out £40.82, but the profit has ended up in our Will Hill account. So ideally, we would have liked it the other way around, so the money ends up in our exchange account, because the reason for letting this bet settle was because we didn't have enough liquidity in our exchange to carry on with another £10 free bet, because we've got another two to use. But what it does mean is that I'm going to need to deposit more funds into the Betfair account. So that is something you need to be aware of. If you don't have enough liquidity, you're going to have to make a further deposit. So I'm just going to go ahead now and place another £50 into the Betfair exchange. So I'll be back in a moment. So that's another £50 put into the Betfair exchange. My next job is I'm just going to come down and add the fact that I've added more funds into Betfair. Whilst I'm here, just change these dates because they were actually wrong. I was still in September when typing, or thought I was in September, but it's in fact October. And normally I wouldn't be leaving it 5 days, but if I'm honest, we've just had a bit going on back here by way of celebrating a family member's wedding. So I wasn't at the computer for a few days, so you'd probably be doing this the same day or the following day. So moving forward, we can now go ahead and find some more bets to use up the outstanding two £10 free bets that we have with Will Hill. After they have settled, we will go about withdrawing funds back to our bank, because as we can see, I'm minus £110 from my bank, and I like to keep that as close to zero as I can, so I've got access to funds. So let's go and have a look, see what we can find. Okay, let's have a look at football. As it happens, there's actually no Premier League next weekend, which is a little bit of a nightmare for the sake of the video, just because most liquidity happens around the Premier League, because they're obviously well followed. So I'm still gonna find a Premier League match, but it does mean that the bet is not going to settle for another couple of weeks, which for the video is fine, because you're not going to see a difference, because I'm going to edit the video just to compress it down into a few minutes. But if you were doing this betting, like I've said before, you don't really want to be waiting a couple of weeks for your bets to settle, so you can find another league, a foreign league, but ideally you want something with good liquidity. So choose another big league. I'm just choosing the Premier because it's easy. There's a lot going on and the liquidity is great, so I'm not hunting around too much for the sake of the video. So these matches here, we've got Saturday the 19th. Ideally looking for anything over odds of 4. I've already tapped up the same matches Saturday the 19th on Betfair. So this Tottenham one here, we've got both the draw and Watford are both odds over 4. So we've got the draw at 4.75 and Watford at 7.5. And I keyed this in just a moment ago, but the draw 4.75 laying at 5 is going to give us a 7.20 profit. Watford, if we were to do that, it's 7.5, and laying at 8. Well, you can see here actually that the liquidity is not really there. 8.4. Let's just see out of curiosity. 8.4, 7.40. So it's slightly better, but with the draw, let's put that back in. £4.75. Sorry, 4.75 5. We're going to be laying laying £7.58 at 5, and we do just about have the liquidity. So because it's a couple of weeks away, the liquidity here is yet to pick up, and you always want to make sure that the liquidity of what you're laying is available whenever possible, because it means your bet's going to get matched straight away. So if I wanted to lay at 8.4, the most I could lay is £2. So it's not going to be an option for us. So we're going to dip out 20p by taking the odds of the draw rather than Watford. So let's go ahead and take the draw. We've got 2 free bets remaining. We're going to select one of those bets, and that's ready to hit the button, but I'm not going to do it just yet. We're going to check our calculator. Back odds at 475, lay odds at 5. So lay odds at 5, yes. And our lay stake is £7.58. Liability is 30.32, so we can just check that. 30.30. Sometimes it does round up to slightly out, but that's fine. Commission is set to 5, so we're all good to go on that. So I'm going to place my bookie bet first. And that's gone through. And then we're going to place and confirm. And because the liquidity is there, you can see that here now we've taken, that was £12, so we've taken our £7.58. It's obviously rounded it up to the nearest pound for what is now available. So it's taken £8 off, so there's £4 left available to lay. So we got ours matched straight away. And then over here you can see that if the draw happens, we will have to pay out £30.32. If any other outcome happen, i.e. Tottenham win or Watford win, we will win the lay stake of £7.58. And on the bookie bet slip here, the potential return is £37.50p. So if the bookie was to win, it's £37.50 minus our payout, which will be 30.32 here. So as you can see, that's what our calculator is saying. No matter what happens, we're going to make a bet profit there of £7.20. Let's key that into the bet tracker so we keep an eye on that. So at the moment our running profit is £14.08, but we still have a £10 bet yet to go with Will Hill. Newcastle, Chelsea. Oh, that's quite a way out. 6-4, 5-8. It's going to be miles out. Oh, it's not too bad actually. 7.18. So let's, and the lay risk of 40.82 should just be in there. So let's gear that one up. Okay, Chelsea, Newcastle. The draw available 6.4. The liquidity is £126. £6.4. So we are going to back 5.8. One free bet left. That goes in. The lay stake is £7.56. £7.56. Liability is 40.82. There we go, 40.82. So all being well, we'll place that. Place a bet with Will Hill. Place and confirm. And that's gone straight through because the liquidity was there. Account balance down to £1.66. And let's get that keyed in to our bet tracker. Made an error here, look. I actually wrote down the lay stake as the profit as well as the lay stake, but the profit slightly less at 7.20. So after these bets settled, that is our William Hill welcome offer complete. At this stage I would get rid of that little Y there because that's finished. And although this has taken a couple of weeks from start to finish, it should be taking you a day or two, or up to a week depending on when you choose to open the account. If you're going to open it midweek, you might have to wait till the weekend's Premier League matches. But you can see here for a 68p qualifying loss, we've had 3 bets consistently making over £7. take that into account, minus the loss. Our running profit on this opening offer is £20.88, all of which was risk-free, and once you get going, becomes very easy to put these bets on. So hopefully you followed that through okay. If you've got any questions, then just drop me a line. And don't forget to withdraw any of your funds that are in your William Hill account back onto your bank account, so you can then reuse that money to go on to the next offers. But yep, I'll see you shortly.